Okay, here we are once again. Joe Diomede, Telly Monbron, sitting in the Grand Jet where I saw this band sitting behind me, Axon Orkestra. I bought their CD. I'm looking forward to listening at home because last night out here in the open air, it was a fabulous concert. These guys are quite a melange. We have they're LA based. There's a one who's from not far from here, Castle Nordri. That's you.
Not exactly, but yeah, sure. I grew up in the south of France.
He grew up in the south of France, and that's why he's here. There's a connection with his brother and Ben, and actually, yeah, my wife even plays on the same CD as his brother does, bizarrely enough. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, so we were all here talking about their band and how they got together. They are an orchestra, and I'll put a clip of their music on. I took some last night, so I'll put that on the interview. And so we got Miles, we got Dusty,
Fabrice.
Fabrice, and
Paul.
Paul, and there we go. So they're all three of them are LA based, which are these three, and you stay in France
Well, that's right.
and join them once in a while. So this is the band. They're all the band, and here we are. So anyway, how did you guys meet? Yeah, in LA, in France. How did it all become? I'll just let you guys take the mic, and you gotta hold it to your mouth.
Sure thing. Well, thank you so much, Joe, for having us here. And we have all met in kind of different ways. Dusty and I played in a band in like the mid 2000s. Fabrice and Dusty have played in bands. Paul and Dusty have played. Paul and Fabrice. So all these combinations of us. But it wasn't until 2016 when we had an opportunity to go to Burning Man and put an 8-piece band together to play for a series of events there that we kind of organized this sort of group plus 4 other members. And that band worked off and on for a couple of years, mainly around bigger festivals where we could afford to bring everybody. But by nature of the fact that the brand was so spread out, we were the 3 that were in LA, and Paul at the time was living in San Francisco, and the rest of the musicians were also in San Francisco and around Northern California. So the trio of us just ended up working a lot in LA, and it kind of evolved into a bit of a different direction. But we've all played together in very different things, and we have a lot of weird compositions from different eras of our life that we can kind of throw back into this. So there's a lot of history here, and I think that kind of brotherhood is what kind of makes it so exciting to play music now at this point in our lives together, because we've all known each other in these different contexts.
Wow, and let me tell you, the influences on the music just blows you away. You know, we listen to a Balkan tune 1 minute, Turkish influence the next. One of you guys lived in Egypt for a while. Okay, yep. So all the influences in the music. I mean, the night was just it just took you on a whole adventure. You know, a whole adventure of a musical adventure, and it was just no one was lost for 1 minute when they were playing. Just they were all lost, I should say, lost in the music. So and how about you? When you're in France, do you play with other groups?
Yeah, I do play with my band La Pêche, but we're more in the east of France, so that's between Champagne and Grand Est and
Okay.
Bourgogne-Franche-Comté. Yeah, it's actually my first time in Ariège.
Ah,
Yeah,
well,
yes, sir.
technically, you're not in Ariège as we speak. We're in Haute-Garonne. It's everyone said that, yeah. There you go. Ariège is about 500 meters down the road there, 300 meters up the road there, with his little thumb into Haute-Garonne. But anyway, yeah. I mean, it's quite nice. Last night was definitely Ariège spirit for sure.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, well, pretty cool introduction, and yeah, pretty funny because we did see a lot of people from California and English-speaking people, and that was surprising.
Yes. This town is amazing for that. I hear over 30. This is a population of 450. I hear there's only 35 nationalities living here.
Wow. That's our kind of place.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. And so, Dusty, how about you? Where are you an LA boy originally?
Yeah. Yeah, I was born in LA, but I didn't grow up there. I grew up in the mountains near Yosemite.
Oh.
And but now I'm back in Southern California, and happy to be playing with these guys here.
Right.
And yeah, happy to be over here. Really.
Cool. And the tour, this tour that you're on right now is a tour of just Southern France or Europe, bigger scope, just logistics of what's happening.
Well, it's just southern France, but maybe Fabrice, you want to talk about it, because Fabrice and his brother and Paul primarily organized this since it's my first time really traveling and playing around southern France. So
Well, this tour was kind of improvised like about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. I mean, Dusty was coming to France anyway to visit his girlfriend, and I got a gig in Italy that paid for my ticket. So we're like, hey, why don't we all go? And 2 weeks ago, I called my brother nearly, and he booked us 15 shows. That was pretty insane. But yeah, that's cool. That just happened spontaneously like that, with a phone call.
Excellent, excellent. I mean, and that's how life should be, just organically happening. You know, just and 15 gigs probably has turned into like you're jamming at some festival tonight. That's probably going to happen a lot in between the gigs. How long are you here?
About a month. We kind of have open tickets, I think, so we're not entirely sure yet, but at least a month.
Okay, okay. And travel with another friend who's born in Jersey, raised in New York, lives out in California. He's kind of like roadieing or just tagging on for the for the crack, as they say in Ireland.
He's officially second brain.
And there he is, Shawnee. He's back there. You could pop in and give a quick wave there. So far you've only been here not even a week.
9 days.
It's been
About
over
a week.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. The 9-day week. That's a California thing. Yeah. So okay, 9 days, and so good. You're still at the beginning of the tour, and you've got beautiful weather to greet you. And how you guys are traveling around? Tour bus?
Not quite. I have a 7-seater van that I bought back in the days when I was touring with my other band called Fish Tank Ensemble, and I kept it. So it's still here. When I bring a band on tour, we have it. It's available. It's pretty awesome.
Okay, my cameraman is moving the camera there. Oh yeah. The Y is a bit short, so that's okay. It's all organically happening here in the Grand Jet, you know, just like last night. We didn't know how many people were going to be here, and then it was a full dance floor and really great. So yeah. Oh, okay. I see the 7-seater van. Nice. And you're seven of you, right? With girlfriends and everybody included. Okay. And pulling the trailer, right, for your instruments. Yeah, no, it would be very cramped with your instruments. So that brings me to another level of the band. The music, excellent. The influences, unbelievable. But it's the making part as well that really intrigues me. You know, Miles here plays a bass that he made. And you just briefly tell me about that bass. You said it took you 13 years to get it tuned, to get it tuned into where it is today?
Yes, I'm very fast, so if you want one, sign up now before the afterlife. Yes. I made that bass in 2008 because my upright, I was living and working in the Middle East, and my regular upright was getting just hammered. And in particular, the neck got broken off in Norway, and I realized I needed a travel bass. There was no upright bass that was full scale, portable, and acoustic. I could get 2 of the 3, but I couldn't get all 3, so I thought, how hard would it be to make a bass? And it's hard. It's hard to make a bass. Like, it was hard to make it, but it took about a year to make. But Joe, you mentioned 13 years. I would say it's been like 10 years or so of just these subtle refinements along the way. But anytime I have an idea, I will generally try something out. But interestingly, though, the main way the bass has evolved is every time it has been broken traveling, because I traveled with it for years around the Middle East, and accidents happen, especially in obscure little airports in eastern Turkey and whatnot. And anytime the bass got broken and I had to rebuild it, it was a chance to improve it. So even though those little heartbreaks would like kind of hit me, at the same time I would always be grateful that I had to like redo the skin or find a better way to put the neck on. So the thing was, actually, I would say the instrument kind of evolved on the road with me. And then the latest edition of that is that these guys have been super supportive of me playing that. And that has really helped and inspired me to actually now be really proactive and try to get the sound as good as I can. So, yeah.
Cool, yeah. And sax, fiddle, and a few instruments.
Other way around.
Other way around. Oh, all right, that's right. Yeah, you're the sax, he's the fiddle. And guitar. But those are all instruments that you didn't wait the 13 years. No, that's good. That's good. But they all sound great. And but you make other things. Now, one of you grew up making caravans, family. That's you. And what happened? And just again, briefly, you're on the road. You're traveling. You're not in a caravan. But how did that? Your family builders, or tell me.
Well, I grew up on a boat in the south of France, and mostly in the Canal du Midi, And when I turned around 18, 19, we all decided to build wagons and travel. So we got mules, built wagons, and traveled from France to Romania, back to South Italy um, for about 10 years. Eventually, I met a lady in Venice, Italy, that took me to California. So long story short, that's what happened.
Okay. Cool. The wiggly roads we all live on, which is excellent. So the caravan, the boat to the caravan, and how about you, Dusty? Any building experience in that life of
Yeah.
yours?
Yeah. I'm. Oh yeah. Sorry. Well, I have some land in Northern California, and I'm building a little cabin up there that I thought was going to be a summer project. That's now on summer number 3, I think.
Okay, so you're taking it out of the Miles School of Building,
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit more. Yeah.
evolving as you go along.
Yeah. Maybe in 13 or 20 years, I'll have something pretty cool up there. But but yeah, it's fun. I'm kind of new to building. I'm kind of winging it, learning it as I go. Sort of started. My first thing was building skateboard ramps, and now I'm building a cabin. So
Cool.
yeah.
All right, skateboard ramps, and we have
Also, my first thing was building skateboard ramps.
okay, and then he went off into the bike world. So we had a long conversation. He used to ride sponsored as a junior. That's a whole different interview. And how about you? Any building in your background?
I'm not so much of a builder, but I make pretty good lasagna.
Lasagna is good with a traveling band. Yeah, and he plays great music. So yeah, so that's really great. And you just one last thing, I liked it when you mentioned it last night, and it prompted me to say, "Ooh, I hope those guys are here and I can do the interview." Because you said that you're all, you got this building ethic, and you said you're a band, but you also like to build, and I think that makes you. You could just see the connectedness of you guys, even like afterwards, the jam session. You just love the music. You love playing and being with each other. You mentioned something about maybe building something in the future, building together as a band. I know it was just a thrown comment, but what's like that vision that you had in your head when you said that last night?
Well,
You
I think the vision is no, vaguely. Let me just pull it out of there. No, I think the vision is just that. Yeah, I mean, we all kind of like to work on large scale projects and small scale projects. Like Fabrice can build amazing wagons that you could live in, and he can also make you a beautiful knife that will fit in your pocket, and you'll have for your whole life. And I make instruments and furniture. Dusty makes furniture and houses. Paul makes lasagna, which goes on the furniture and in the house. Yes. Yes. Paul also makes flutes, and Paul will probably make many more things. But what was the vision behind that? I think just the idea is that like few groups, I think musical groups also share that common passion for working with physical materials. And music is out there in space. When we play notes, they just float into space and they go off and vibrate off different things. And the juxtaposition of working with concrete materials, wood and stone or metals and stuff, is so interesting because when you wake up the next morning and come back, there it is, just the way you left it last night, hopefully. And so that mentally is a really nice place to diverge from music, but I think also creatively, if the three of us did have an opportunity to sit down and actually approach a building project, whatever it was, whether it was a house or a boat or instruments or whatnot, we would probably bring a lot of our brotherly collaborative energy and the fact that like we all kind of have a little strength that when we put it together, we become like, Power Rangers or something like this, where, we're stronger as a whole than the sum of the parts, I guess you could say. So it would be fun to build something.
Oh yeah, thanks for that. And I'll tell you, when you build it, I'm there. All right, I want to see it. I'm going to travel in that caravan or on that boat, or I'm definitely going to use one of your knives to eat his lasagna. We got to have Paul's lasagna. So if his lasagna and there is anything like this CD, the music last night, the world's in for a treat. Southern Europe, Southern France is in for a treat with these the orchestra, the Axon Orkestra, playing music around these parts, and then they're back to LA doing festivals. Is Burning Man happening this year?
It's a point of contention between us right now.
Say on camera. Dusty, are you going to Burning Man this year?
I'm not gonna go. No.
Oh no! Okay, maybe that's a good way to end this interview, or maybe not. I don't know. They're all smiling still, so that's cool. That's cool. Burning Man may happen. Who wants to sweat in the Nevada desert for 10 days or 15 days? It's the pilgrimage. But the Burning Man, well, and look, they played the Grand Jet. After you play the Grand Jet, it's all it's all whatever. It's all retirement after that, exactly. So Joe Diomede, Telemain coming at you from the beautiful vicinity of this part of southern France, not Ariège, but very close. Okay, thank you, fellas.
Thanks.
Thank you, Joe.
Give me a quick tune, quick.
A quick tune.
Say something.
Parking spot.
hey.
Sing our parts. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You're pretty good.